welcome to Poker on Air, Rubber City Poker. Tonight's game is a $250 buy-in satellite to the $1,500 buy-in event at the Horseshoe Casino. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We got started a little late. We were having a little trouble, but we're glad to be on air and have you with us.
That's right.
I'm Paul Boston. With me is Trevor Greenwald.
What's up, everybody? For the past few weeks, we've been doing a lot of cash games, Omaha, Hold'em, all that kind of stuff. Tonight, we're going to mix it up a little bit, play ourselves a sit and go. So we have 10 players tonight, all bought in for $250. First place is a $1,500 seat to the Horseshoe Casino, as we mentioned. Second and third will also be paid, $600 and $400 accordingly. And it's going to be a great game. I'm actually excited to see a different format tonight. Usually we're used to cash games, people playing all night long, but tonight we get to watch people bust out and see how the game changes as the night goes on.
Should be a lot of fun. Tonight's starting stacks are going to be 8,000 in chips with 18-minute blinds.
Yep, and we will have from time to time we will have the blinds posted up in the corner for you so you can kind of keep track of what's happening with everything. But other than that, I think we should maybe send it down the table and see our players that are playing tonight.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. And seat one tonight, as we said, we have 10 players. And seat one is Goldie. Goldie is new to the show, so I welcome Goldie and wish him good luck. Sitting next to him is Annette. We've seen Annette a few times. She's played in our 1-2 cash games, and this is going to be our first, everyone's first. I guess at that point, everyone's first sit and go tonight. So she's here in seat two. Seat three is Matt. Matt's rocking the Aviators. Matt's played on our show before. He actually crushed our 1-2 game and made a buttload of money. Sitting next to him is Mike. Mike's also played in our game before. Plays a great game. Excited to see how he plays this sit and go format. Next to Mike is Chris. Chris played last week on our 2-5 game. He played very well. I think he's one of our biggest winners. In seat 6 is Mandalay. Mandalay is their first time on the stream. Obviously happy to be here. Next to Mandalay is Trevor. And Trevor is actually a 2-time HPT final tableist. So a little minor celebrity in the house. Sitting next to Trevor is Steve. This is Steve's also Steve, watch out. Holster that weapon, sir. Steve's also his first time on the show. We'll see, wish him good luck as well. Next to Steve is Brad. Brad looks like he's actually sitting in the same seat he played in last week in our 2-5 game. He was probably our second biggest winner, so good luck to Brad. Next to him is Chuck, and Chuck also played on our table before. He played our 1-2 game, and he's actually a tournament grinder. He plays all over the East Coast and knows the game very well. With that in mind, though, let's get our dealer in order, have him saddle up to the table, and we'll shuffle up and deal and get these cards in the air. So what do you think, Paul? You think what kind of action do you expect tonight in our new format?
Sure. Sit and go sometimes start off a little slow. So we'll see how it goes. But we got some aggressive players here at this table, so it may not.
Yeah, I think we have actually a really good balance of the weekend grinders with the full-time players. So let's see how that table dynamic works itself out as we go.
I was already.
It's going to be fun to see.
2-0 on the day.
So usually I kind of tease people that wear sunglasses at the table, but in all honesty, it's actually kind of bright out there. So you can tell the people that have actually played here before probably are aware of how bright it is. So they just plan accordingly.
So yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Must have been 3-4 weeks ago.
It actually looks like it folded around to Brad. Brad makes it 125 from the looks of it.
150. Matt makes the call with 8-9.
Last week, Chuck.
Here?
I got him.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
It was pretty wild, too.
Pretty good flap for Brad there.
Jesse P.
Yeah, really good.
And not a horrible flop for Matt.
I was gonna say a little piece for both. I mean, obviously Brad fought the best of it, but Matt is up and down, but it's kind of a dirty up and down.
good though?
So we'll see how he attacks this one.
He calls.
And of course they have,
As you can see, effective stacks are posted underneath their names here.
yeah, if you know this book.
So you know exactly what everyone has on every hand.
Well, that takes a whole lot of outs away from Matt.
I'd say 3 to be precise.
Almost half.
Right, exactly.
Anybody like real big?
Pete was
So I think Brad, if he ever plays on our seat on our show again, he's gonna probably request that seat because so far it's been very nice to him.
He played bad.
Alright.
Brad actually was unfortunately how do I put this? On his first ever appearance on our show, he actually folded a straight. Actually, he barreled 3 streets, got called on all 3 streets,
Yeah, I know.
just assuming he was bluffing, didn't double check his cards, and actually folded a straight.
Finds more value.
So since then, you know, I think he's a little upset about that, probably because we've talked about it every time he's been on the show. But since then, he's been crushing on the table. So
Which I
good for him for bouncing back from that little mishap.
Not only on the show, but every time we see him, it's been brought up.
That's true. Yeah, so he's probably completely sick of that.
Chris with 5 under the
Raise
ground.
it up,
there.
150.
Some quick folds from everyone.
Let's see what he's Jack 8. He lets
Nope.
go.
Yep.
the counter is just 9 fold.
Ryan, I'm not ripping Brad. I'm just retelling a story. That's all.
Listen to Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's like he's becoming I'm gonna still say he's an amateur needler, but he's definitely working his way up the ranks.
I believe he was the first one to stick the needle in Brad next week when he showed up for our poker league.
Yeah, and then he found out how bad of an idea that was because Brad stacked him in about 2 hands.
Alright, you are good.
We are giving away 1 seat, Nat McCoy, and then second and third will be played cash monies.
That's what you go. Raise 150.
Mr. Motherbanger, I was just talking about you last night, my man. Welcome back. We've missed you dearly.
You do that every time someone makes a mistake or something.
Point a turbo. Stage.
There we go.
Alright. Matt Ray's will take it down there.
Actually, really surprised that's all it took.
We allowed to straddle.
So you guys forgot to start the time. You guys forget the time? Yeah. Okay.
In case you guys are wondering, our blinds are 18 minutes tonight, and they start with 8K stacks. I'm not sure if we mentioned that quite yet, so if you're wondering, there's your answer. I think we'll be breaking every 4 hours or every 4 levels or so. Thank you for the follow, Adriana.
And that with 9s here.
125.
Raises it up a little less this time. I like to keep my raises the
That's
same,
up.
especially this blind level.
Yeah, sometimes I vary it from time to time from in my certain positions or depending on what the action is before me.
150.
Net C bets and takes it down.
As you can see there's our, up in the upper right-hand corner, we've got the timer mini, the blind level, and what the blind levels are.
We'll have everybody drink.
I have a feeling we might have snuck in a few hands before the counter got started, but
Yeah,
that's good for the players. That's okay.
a little bonus time for making them sit there and wait out the technical difficulties.
Sure, baby.
We treat our players right around here.
Cool. Okay, we're good.
I'm not quite sure if you can tell from our camera angle, but our button is sponsored tonight by Akron Publishing.
Raise it up, 175.
It's actually the man back there on the tablet. That's actually his company. So if you need anything in that field of work, you can Google Akron Publishing and find out his rates and what he needs you to do, and get a hold of him that way.
Mandalay was just
Really?
flat here with the ace queen suited.
Check.
Oh, really?
Check.
Hey, Trevor flops a flush draw here.
300.
Chuck flops a flush draw, and Mandalay has top pair.
Call.
Yeah, we'll work on Paul's mic. In the meantime, just keep sitting in your underwear thinking about my lovely voice.
Check.
So now Trevor actually picks up a pair of fives here. I know you're rooting for it. Sorry, no pain for you on this hand.
No, I wasn't rooting for it yet.
I'm not ready.
Too early for too much pain.
I'm not ready for a bust out
There's an
interview quite yet.
Mandalay played that very slow. I'm not sure she would have gotten any callers.
Maybe a little timid. First time on the table.
She played our cash game.
Oh, that's right. She did pop on there for a minute, didn't she?
Didn't have a whole lot of luck.
Yeah, I think she actually, like, it was a pretty gross hand. I think she had like queens into a set or something crazy like that.
Well, let's see here. We got Brad with the 10-8.
It's not suited, so it's not my favorite hand.
Raise it up, 150.
All right, Matt. That's much better there. Matt with queens raises to 150.
That'll help.
I can hear good.
You guys hear Paul now? We swapped out a chord.
Heads up.
Let us know if it's working.
Check start.
Go ahead and keep yapping, Paul.
All right, the 5-9 called the raise there and check dark, I believe.
25.
Steve seemed like a bit of a wascally wabbit with that little gun show he showed when we first started.
And he makes the call with the gutter ball draw here.
Check. No, it was 225.
Let's see if he's floating him here. Or...
No action on the turn. We go to the river.
Check on a turn. Interesting.
Oh, and he gets there.
Oh, and both went check on the turn as well?
Yeah. Well, nice fold.
Yeah. I don't think Matt's really the type to ever put his money in bad very often. Posse's ripping you already, by the way.
About what?
I said go ahead and talk a little bit, and then he said you can stop talking now.
Remember, if you have the winning hand at Showdown, throw them on the box.
Oh, that's right, Bart. Posse was at the table the other night, and he had the pocket aces versus pocket tens with Chris. So he had I think Posse's on the table for like 48 seconds or so, something like that. But at the same time, he lost in bed, right, Ryan? We can fight back from over here, you know that.
All right. Chuck, there's our first limp of the night, I believe.
Chuck limps in it again.
150 is the no.
And Matt raises with the 3-5.
Force kick it in. I think I'm going to do the rest. And yeah, I was going to say Chuck's never folding here.
Alright, heads up, guys.
Let's see 3 dealer.
Not a bad flop for Chuck.
Good thing of worse ones.
325.
325.
Second barrel and a snap call.
That could get him. That could get him in some trouble.
Yeah,
there.
this will not slow Matt down unless he does decide to play pot control here.
Yes, he does.
It's because he does have extra equity now, or at least he thinks he does. As he said before, we could. He said, "Good thing a heart didn't hit."
It's one big button, isn't it?
It is a big button. I guess they will always know who the dealer is. Thanks, Bart. We do appreciate it very much. Yeah, that 2-5 game was pretty nuts though.
Oh, I loved that.
I think I was actually glad I was sitting where I was. Much safer there.
Yeah, I didn't think we could quite match the Omaha game, and I think it came pretty close.
Yeah, it was a great game. If anyone in the chat has not seen it, you can go to our archive videos and check it out. And also, if you did not know, our little friend in the chat, Bart Hansen, was doing live commentary for the entire stream, which was amazing by him, and we thank him a ton. Button raised by Steve.
6.
Brad calls, and I think Chuck just popped it pretty big, actually.
Yeah. Quite a big raise.
I guess Chuck was just trying to figure out how much old Steve was messing around, and he found out fairly quick.
Kind of quiet tonight. It's not like the ladies' game.
No, that was one of those games you had to turn your headphones down a little bit for that one, but it was fun nonetheless.
Eight minutes left in this blind level. All right, let's see. A net under the gun with threes.
No, we're good.
And just limps.
I think it's a fairly typical play for a lot of players. They're afraid that if they raise it up and get called in a bunch of spots, well, then they only have a pair of threes. Little do they know that raising just means so much. You know, it just allows you to take control of the hand, and your hand can still be fairly deceptive.
Oh wow! Here we go.
Call.
Just a call with the ace king.
You're just taking it easy in the big blind.
Ace deuce makes the call also.
At that point, they're getting 4 million to 1.
I can start from my left.
This could be fun.
Okay.
Yep.
A net flops bottom set. Goldie flops top pair in the nut flush draw. This could be interesting. What's up, Flip 2003? Thank you for the follow.
This could get entertaining.
Arbrisola, thank you for the follow.
475.
And then that leads out. Casper Skulls, thank you for the follow. Muted, thank you as well.
Brad thinking about making a move here?
Nah. Once you take off his card protector, it's getting chucked in the middle. Let's see if Goldie plays this fast or slow here.
Makes the call.
I think I'm okay with that. I think a net leading out like that, the way she did, oh lord, is a sign of major strength. I think it's gonna go check. I think Annette's gonna be scared that she's gonna boss him off his hand. Discount,
Let's
double
see.
check.
Do I really have quads?
Yep, check.
Ooh, and he leads into her.
Big bet.
It's almost a pot-sized bet.
All right, let's see if we are going to be nominating Annette for an Oscar after this performance.
Click back or bang it hard. What do you do here?
3,500.
I think I actually like that size. I don't like her checking the turn though. Now Goyson, you're replaying the hand in his head.
And she doesn't show. Most everybody will show quad.
A lot of times that's the rule. A lot of places that is what you got to do. Or else you'll be decapitated. But I guess if no one knows, then no big deal. No harm, no foul. I miss you too, Mr. Mother. Were you watching again? What country are you in?
Yeah, 3-4.
I like 9-4.
Oh. I had to guess.
Kind of in the early exit.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it was no good.
I think somebody filled up. Use my spike.
Matt under the gun here with 3-9 of hearts. Can't get rid of that fast enough.
But you did get rid of his shades.
I can't see well enough to
No. That's tough.
play with.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I've done like one. I did wear shades one time as a joke.
Heads up. Annette.
Net defends with the Jack Queen of Hearts and Chuck flops trips and checks it. Oh, here Net's gonna try and take it away.
So people keep just checking the nuts here. This is very interesting.
Call. Check. 6.
Net checks wisely, and Chuck bets almost 75% pot and gets it done. All right.
Blinds
Sound of that lovely horn means that our blinds will be up. As you can see on top of our screen, they are now 5,100.
I'm all for it.
I know there are a couple guys in there.
Played round by round last time. It was fun. Wings, Korea.
Yeah, they're playing round by round.
Kapuya. There's a shot of our chip counts.
That's what a 2-5 can turn into round by round.
This is not a winner take all. This is first place gets a seat for the 1,500 seat at the Cleveland Horseshoe. Second place gets 600, and third gets 400. This is a $250 buy-in.
Walk away.
Hey, I need this Chuck is the only one. So, yeah, quit talking.
Okay, we're good.
1,500 now, guys. Line went up. Heads up. 25.
Inix.
Oh,
Thank you for the follow.
Trevor with 10s.
Dexter
Steve with
Madman.
9s.
I just didn't bring you 8, 7s, and 6s all the way down the board.
Oh, and
down
Matt
the line.
with queens.
800.
Cine FPS. Thank you for the follow. Hoxton, 1984. Keep them coming, guys. It warms our soul.
Call.
And they both stick around.
It's early enough where if you miss here, it doesn't hurt you real bad.
10% of their starting stack. So let's see. Let's see if the 9s or 10s get a little lucky here.
3 players.
Well, this could get Steve and or Trevor in a little bit of trouble here.
This could be a fun pot here.
16. 1,600. and Paul.
Like I say, that should give Steve the old heads up that
Okay.
his nines are no good.
Yeah, that
so
makes
good, good fold by him.
It makes that decision a lot easier. Matt's got to be feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think if he's thinking about the hand, obviously we can see the cards, but I think he would have to put Trevor on a range of like, you know, 8s, 9s, 10s, Jack, something like that. So I think anything bigger than that, even Ace King, Kings and Aces, obviously, I think he would have been putting in a 4-bet pre-flop, but especially in position.
And Trevor makes the call.
Matt's just trying to fade a 10 ball. Mission accomplished. I mean, really the only thing that Matt's worried about is if, for some odd reason, Trevor had pocket 6s, maybe even pocket 5s that wanted to peel one and went up and down. But other than that, I mean, he's pretty safe. Gotta wonder what Trevor's thinking here with Matt checking river.
Check, check.
Check, check.
Queen.
Shows the queens and takes it down.
This is where I'm hoping, like in the future, we have a like a little booth that we set up for our players. I mean, it will work much better for cash because they can step away from the table, but they just go into the booth and talk about what they're thinking about throughout the whole process of the hand. Because obviously, we sit back here and try to break things down, but it's pretty tough sometimes when you can see the actual cards. But if you can sit there and be Trevor in that spot or be Matt in that spot, and they can come do a little snippet of their thought process, and that would be really, really cool.
Small blind.
But we're on to the next one. On to the next one.
Her dealership guy was like talking so much trash to me last night. He's like, "Oh, you're a coach now, huh? You're a coach."
Who's that?
I love that people in the chat actually like kind of debate over how hands are played and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
It's like a live forum.
Game got good real quick. Right there.
Oh, because there's so many different ways you can play them hands like that.
There you go. That old devil.
300.
Steve with the queens this time. Matt going after the last of his chips, I think.
Heads up.
Well, Matt definitely doesn't want to make his gut shot. Pretty healthy C bet by Steve.
$1,200.
And Matt feeling his oats. Pops it back at him. What's up, my plums?
Is it just a click back there?
Not quite. A little bit more.
A little more.
5 to 12. What is Dota? Oh, brother.
That's not a good card.
I mean, the board is paired, so it could slow Matt down a smidgen. Yeah, that's it's a pretty painful one.
Third
Steve
pot.
Steve only bets 1,000.
Value town.
See, I was gonna tell you, what if a king comes in the river? How nasty would that have been? I love the chat. I love watching them hit their eyeballs and.
I was in a 9, right?
Wow. Nice turn for
Oh, was it for that?
Did that go check, check? Yes, it did.
I don't even know how it's possible. 2 hands beat him, right?
That's so easy.
Well, I guess in the straight flushes. Okay.
Pocket nines, pocket kings, and the 2 straight flushes.
I'm sitting here waiting for the bet to happen so I can talk about it, and it goes check, check, and I'm quite
Guys are getting
confused.
more online than that.
Yeah, I think so, chat. I think you definitely missed some value there.
Hold on.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Net and Matt.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Matt.
I'm getting there.
All right, we're good. One minute.
All right, Mandalay under the gun here with 10-6.
I was wondering what my other card was.
Brad with pocket eights.
$250.
He makes it 250. And Chuck just insta raises him with 7-4 and gets a net to fold ace jack.
Brad showed me a lot about himself in the 2-5 game. I used to think he was kind of just wait for the goods and just do his thing, but he's got a little game in him. Proud of the guy.
$1,100.
That's a tough call.
Wait, oh, we have it backwards. It said that Brad bet 1K, but actually it was Chuck. So Chuck wins that hand.
Eights like that is a real trouble hand for me too.
Oh, especially-
You never want to fold them.
Yeah, oh, I mean, when you get 3-bet and you have a board like that, it pops up. I mean, they definitely shrivel up.
Yeah, because you're
Like when you go, like that thing that happens when you go swimming,
Right.
Things shrivel up, and you're not so proud of it anymore.
and you're almost always getting at least 2 overs out there.
Yeah.
$250.
And if you're against a good aggressive player, they're gonna bet it every time.
Call.
All right, Chuck makes it 250 with ace-8 of diamonds. Matt calls with 7-9 of spades. Mike calls with ace-9 of hearts. Mandalay calls with king-3 off.
4 to the flop.
All right, we got 2 people with aces that hit. Mike hit second pair in a flush draw.
$550.
This could get interesting here.
Call.
Matt just calls with his pair and flush draw. And Mike's hit his top pair with a better kicker than Chuck.
So we got a little action out here, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, I stepped away for a second, but
just about everybody but Mandalay hit something there.
Chunk of Funk, thank you for the follow. El Padrino,
3 players.
258.
And Matt gets his flush.
M. Gazanda.
Good. Okay.
So can you take me through the action a little bit? Was it raised pre-flop?
Raised pre-flop by Chuck. Had 3 callers. He bet the flop, got 2 callers, and then it went check on the turn all the way around.
Check.
We'll see if Matt can make the right bet here to take one of his little buddies here to call.
800.
Looks like he's almost smiling at that one. I know it's dinky. I know it's a tiny one.
God, you hate these because you know it's a bad call so many times.
Yeah. Well, Mike's probably feeling pretty crappy because he has Chuck behind him, and Chuck was the original raiser, so he does have a lot of aces in his range.
Good fold.
Yeah, I think
Good fold.
having Chuck behind him was definitely a key factor in that fold right there. But just to remind everybody, while Chuck mulls this over, during our breaks, we will be airing our interview we did with Dani Stern this past Thursday. Myself and our other commentator who couldn't be here tonight. But now he's trying to figure out if Matt had ace queen here.
What's that?
Anywho,
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, we interviewed Dani Stern on Thursday night. So during our breaks tonight, we will be airing those. So make sure you tune in for that. 'Cause our breaks, I think, will be about 10 minutes tonight for each one. And you can check out what Dani Stern's up to. Hear all the questions you had to ask him. He was a great interview. He's out in Vancouver, hanging out, doing his thing. But yeah, stay tuned for that during our breaks.
What'd you make it? 8?
Yeah, well, value back.
Let me see your flush.
Let me see your flush.
Probably could have got it on the flop, huh? No.
It'd been a lot more funny if he said, "Let me see that booty work, booty work, booty work," but instead he said, "Let me see that flush." And then Matt started twerking, and it'd been a whole different show if that would have happened.
One donation a night.
Thought about raising the flop. I didn't know. 2 people behind and stuff. Didn't want
So it looks like 800 was the proper bet amount for Matt to get a call. I think Mike's just glad that Chuck was behind him so that he was able to fold.
Thought about it, crossed my mind.
Was it the ace of spades on the board?
We were playing 18-minute levels poker night, 8K starting stacks.
Ace, 7, diamond.
No antes tonight, but I think we will be implementing antes in our future sit and goes. But none tonight, so it should be a nice, slow-ish sit and go with lots of play.
Just
300.
He was thinking about
Chuck raises it up with ace queen.
I really thought.
Goldie makes a call with ace
That's the
9.
only thing you call a pot. You didn't have ace queen to make it.
Stay gold, pony boy. I've been waiting all day. I knew he was playing. I was waiting. How long can I even wait before I?
Had these spades.
Trevor just makes the call with ace king.
you can't get too fancy. You can't give away all the secrets.
Well,
Players.
it's gonna be hard to find an ace.
I was going to say, we're probably not going to see an ace.
Okay. 500.
And Chuck's looks fairly active right now, so Trevor might still think that his ace king is golden here. Let's see if he just. What I didn't expect that. I did not expect him just to call there. I kind of thought he would just kind of slam it in the middle there, but.
Same bet. 500.
Ooh, that bet has some flair to it.
I'll do that more than once tonight.
Alright, is that 1,000?
1,000.
And Chuck keeps up the aggression, gets it done.
Well, that was half of Trevor's remaining stack, pretty much.
I don't have. Oh, the other Trevor. Yeah,
Yeah.
not me.
No, you'd have a lot more than 2,000 at this point.
I am a sit and go master. I think I've won like 2 of them in my life. I do like live sit and goes. They don't happen very often. Every now and again, a friend will say, "Hey, let's get a sit and go together," and I actually really enjoy them.
I know the last one we played, you beat me, heads up.
No,
Yep.
did I? Whoopsies.
100 to go.
Sorry I missed some of those follows, but thank you everybody. It's clicking that little follow button. Rip line.
Folding around as fast as they can go.
300 now.
Oh, I thought Matt was gonna get the twerk, but maybe just stretch, drink some water or something.
Chris raises a button.
Not even.
And they suspect the steal and still can't do anything
Yeah.
about it.
So we watched Chris last week in the 2-5 game, and I just really like his style. I think he plays real smooth. I think he's very calculated in everything he does. He just doesn't do something just to do it or because you're supposed to. He does it because he has an actual plan for all streets of the hand.
Maybe that's why I do so poorly. I don't know what I'm
No
gonna
plans?
do. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do till I do it.
Yeah, Mike. Or just Matt.
I mean, I think sometimes it depends on your opponents. I always like to use the adage of you take what the defense gives you. So my dad always taught me when I'm playing hoops. So, you know, if the table's playing one way, you kind of just swerve one way and adjust, and they're playing another way, you swerve on back.
500.
I like that raise by Chris when you get a couple limpers in there.
So he raised it
500.
500 to win 350.
Signs are up next to him.
500.
Something I don't do enough of. All right, our blinds are up.
Oh yeah, that lovely vuvuzela I've heard in the background. That means the blinds are up. What are they now, Paul?
75, 150.
It'd be just interesting to see. So early on, a lot of 3xing. As the blinds creep up, we start to just move down to 2.5, and just down to a standard 2. So we'll see when the players start doing that kind of stuff.
150.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when you can get away with 2x raises and people fold.
Or they call and you make way more money.
300.
Well, if you have something.
But like you said before, you want to make all your you like making all your raise sizes the same,
Yeah.
so you can completely disguise everything. Oh.
Trevor,
Go ahead.
Trevor makes it 300 here with queens. Steve makes a call with ace 4.
I put in 1,000.
Yeah, I did it again. Yeah.
And looks like Chuck made the call with 10-3.
3 players. Okay.
Oh, Chuck makes an open-ended straight, and Trevor flops top set. They check it around to the top set, and he bets.
600.
So he started the hand with 1.9k. I think I just would have made 500 there. But given Chuck's exact hand, he knows we know Chuck's gonna peel at least one. Wow, quads again, guys.
Twice already.
Quads, I swear, this table is not rigged.
All in. 1250 all in.
I think Trevor was just like hoping, begging, pleading, hoping that Chuck had a straight to start with, or at least a jack. But
or maybe the straight and flush draw.
right, something of that nature. But
Dreams can come true.
Toby, Toby, where you been all day? Welcome back, my man.
You get series odds and stuff?
Well, Trevor finally takes one down.
Oh, yeah. You get the world.
It's so weird to hear my name. Like, my name is so rare that, like, hearing it
4 to 2, 4 to
pertaining to somebody else other than myself, it's gonna take me a while. I'm not rooting for Trevor to bust or anything. It just
Well, that's not bad.
I'll have to get used to it.
I cash out so much on that.
Net with
Yeah.
5-6 off.
Brad.
Lets that go.
Oh, yeah, I'm putting my chips out there.
Alright, we're good.
Corey Buzz.
Mandalay.
One of the best times I ever had in Vegas was at
Lynch.
Mandalay Bay. Party on the rooftop.
I've never been there.
Shout out to Scott Springer, Mike Dempsey, Justin Hill.
Oh wow!
we
I
had-
can imagine what kind of time you had with
We
those
had-
guys.
Oh my gosh. We had ourselves a really good time.
Check.
And okay, Goldie flops top pair.
So you're talking about limp pot here.
Yeah, it was limped.
700 is the bet.
700 into 450. Not standard, but got the job done. Whoa! Toby, be nice. He won the pot. What do you want from the guy? Tell you what, it's awesome to see a lot of our regs in the chat. You guys have no idea how much this means to us. You know, we're doing this for you guys. So seeing you guys come back week after week is really, really awesome. So thank you exponentially. Cream Pie is commentating today. Thank you for remembering his name. Mr. Paul Boston. We
What?
don't call him cream pie.
I was thinking some
To his
other
face.
reference.
600.
I will cut you.
That was for you, poker night.
Mandalay makes it 600 with her kings. Chuck picks up sevens on the button and makes the call.
So the raise size by Mandalay is pretty big,
So,
but she found a suitor out there.
She might get a little action here.
1,000. And
Quick and quick.
Oh, that could scare her.
Nope,
2,000. And
that could scare her.
Oh,
Ooh, the door's open now.
3,000.
and she's only got 48.
Well, looks like she's about to have a lot more. She's counting, figuring it out. Does he have an ace? Do I want to be the first short stack, aka basically busto? There's a good shot of Mandalay.
Need the Final Jeopardy music here.
I don't think Toby has that. I mean, she didn't like fold right away. I mean, she's really mulling this over.
Sorry.
I think the only thing she could probably think of is like did Chuck have some sort of like ace 4, ace 7 type hand, something weird like that. You know, they would just call from the button and not re-raise.
You give me a little credit for 600. 3, 4.
He's giving you the worst thing.
I know.
Sorry, chat, she folded.
I was just calling for sure.
What'd
The
you think?
pings? Is that what you got, pings? I should pings.
Find out next week.
Okay, it's like just over 10 minutes remaining in this level. I agree, chat. Let's get that sub going.
150 to go. We good?
Chuck's a fun player to watch, though. I mean, I feel like he's a pretty swingy guy. Like he could have all the monies, and then he could have like none of the monies, like very, very quick.
I was just going to say, having Chuck at your table, you could get healthy fast, I think.
Yeah, I think I played a tournament with him up at the shoe one night, and like we knew each other, and we haven't played together a ton, but we knew of each other a lot. So we actually had some pretty goofy spots where we were calling each other out with ace highs and third pairs and all that kind of goofy stuff.
We've had a lot of flat calls by ace king, ace queen here.
I played a couple weeks ago.
Well, it seems to be Goldie's kind of his MO. He's done it twice now. One time he did it out of position, which I can understand, even though I generally like to raise out of the big blind with big hands like that. But this time he flats on the button.
Well, Steve flops second pair, and he was the original raiser, and Matt flops top pair with a couple backdoor draws.
We bet 12, not 7.
Don't razz our dealer.
I wonder if Steve's using the name as finger guns while he's like staring somebody down. Those of you just now tuning in, you'll have to go back and watch our archive video to see Steve's intro with his
Being colorblind.
pretty awesome finger guns.
Steve takes it down.
To imagine,
Matt pretty well didn't even think about top pair there.
I guess Steve has been fairly quiet, but I think I'm calling at least onto top pair. How dare you guys talk about football in the chat room? There's no time for that. Ryan,
Hell,
egg him on.
I took my vacation next week just so I wouldn't miss the draft.
Oh, you son of a gun. That is the Browns' most hopeful time of year.
I was going to say it's a highlight of Cleveland Brown fan season.
My hands look even whiter.
Steve, another playable hand here.
450.
Looks like Brad had to use the commode, so he's out of there.
Chuck makes a call with 9-10.
Like I said, swingy. he doesn't find the fold button very often.
And he flops top pair.
Yeah, I don't see Chuck folding top pair like Matt did last hand.
500. 1300.
That was kind of a weird raise by Chuck. Like, I guess if you're playing your goal is just to win the hand right then your hand's irrelevant. But you have top pair. If you raise there and get called or get re-raised, I mean, it's only gonna be happening with hands that beat you. So I think just flatting there with top pair would have been a little more in tune with how I would have played. Are you surprised there's no bust outs yet?
I am.
Are you disappointed?
Well, no, I'm not disappointed.
Should that have been my question?
No, like I said, I'm not rooting for the pain quite yet.
Okay, you'll save it up for later.
I like the pain in the really big hands when you get two monster
when
hands.
When there might be tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's when I like it.
Only when it runs to the bone.
And we started limping here again. See if
Brad's back from the restroom.
See if Annette does something about that here.
450.
I'm not sure that. Ooh.
Bad timing.
Oh, just a call.
So it looks like Matt's giving Annette slightly more credit than he should.
And all the aces are gone.
Oh, thank you. I needed some.
Brad's actually in really good shape.
4 players. Check.
Not anymore.
Check.
I don't know. I might just be a complete dum-dum, but I don't know if I'm ever flatting ace-king on a button. I don't think I'm flatting ace-king hardly ever. And we've seen it 2, if not 3 times already.
I think at least 3.
Maybe 3 ace-kings and an ace-queen. Is that what we've seen so far?
Yeah, a couple ace-queens, I think, and I think 3 ace-kings just flatting.
Call.
And just calling there.
I think Matt's just kind of playing pot control, I guess. He's just kind of just letting it flow.
Oh, and Annette picks up another draw here.
Ooh, the bet and the stare.
400.
I think Annette's been in the same seat almost every time she's been on the show as well. Kind of funny. What's up with the Jay Leno chin in chat? Where'd that come from?
Nice call. Let's see here.
Whoop to Daisy.
Annette gets there.
Don't you dare check, lady.
2500.
Well, the world just got there for Matt. Everything his opponent could possibly have is all up there. King Jack, hearts, or not heart, yeah, King Jack, hearts, Queen 10, Ace 10, King Queen, Queen Jack. I mean, every single hand that like just annihilates his Ace King is just in his face right now.
Look at Annette staring him down.
It's hard to get a read on those aviators, though. Oh, B million with the burn. Ouchie. Bobby says in the chat, good thing he flat called.
I do it all the time.
Good camera angle there.
I thought there's probably like a 4% chance he was calling.
The operation was a complete success.
Yes, Annette will survive to play some more hands. Nice pot for her. She told me on the way in today that she actually won a seat to the main event this year.
Yes, she did.
So good for her. Congratulations, Annette. You're going to have the time of your life. Hopefully, I will be out there about the same time to hopefully come watch for a minute and visit Bart Hansen at his booth if he's not playing that day, and hang out with him and, shake some hands, kiss some babies, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to going out in Vegas this year and checking out the festivities.
Should be fun.
Or maybe I played it perfect and lost the middle.
I may even play some poker while we're out there.
One of the two.
Hopefully I learn how to play by then. Folds around the mat, Jack 9 and a cutoff.
Better than me.
I think I'll go downtown and play one of them $40 tournaments.
600.
If they have any like $6 ones,
Sorry, 525.
count me in.
How much?
525.
Yeah, I knew it. Hold it.
So look at Matt's trying to get rid of that bad taste in his mouth by raising up the Jack 9.
And I think Chris
1300.
Chris thinks that might be a steal.
I think Chris and Matt probably play together on a fairly often basis up at the casino there.
And call. Heads up, guys.
So Matt still is over starting stack because he had a pretty good run there early on. You know, he lost that fairly big spot to Annette just now.
1500.
Pretty dry board for Chris to see bet here. Plus he has a flush draw. Right, guys? All you need is 3?
And that bet takes it down.
About a minute left in this blind level. Next level will be 100, 200. I do not know, Tyrell. Maybe I'll ask her during our break, and I'll get back to you. I have a feeling, though, she's going to want to play the big one. Bucket list kind of thing, you know?
What was the question?
If she could take the cash for the main event and play a few 1,500 events instead of just putting it all down on one tournament.
I believe the league she wanted in, you have to play.
At gunpoint? So the kind of
Yeah, because there's a kickback to the league, I
sign
believe.
sign your life in blood.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather. I mean, I'd probably play the main over multiple 1,500 ones.
Well, especially us. It's a once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime, those
Yeah.
1,500s are. I mean, they're tough. I mean, you start with a pretty small chip stack, and I mean, it's pretty rapid fire pretty quick. I mean, you start with 4,500. I think it started 25-25, but still.
What do they run the blinds? 45 minutes?
I think they're an hour.
Hour?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a couple years.
Mark? He's not at his seat, is that a dead man?
Oh, yeah.
All right, the next hand will be 100, 200.
IP man, 6 to 9. Thank you for the follow.
Chuck raises to 400 with 7-8. Mike makes a call with ace-5.
So were you still 150 then? 75, 150?
Or no, Mike did make the call.
And call.
Chris bumps it to 1K and Chuck comes along. I think Chris is going to check here as well.
Yeah, let's see what Chuck does then.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chris's hand is kind of a bluff catcher now, but at least now the pot's not super inflated now that he's on the turn. And he will have to, force Chuck to bet twice to actually get him off his. 1.3 and 2.2.
Chuck has shown he's not unafraid to overbet to get the pot big too.
No, I mean, Chuck's been around the block. I mean, he's played quite a few tournaments. He's no stranger to tournament poker by any means. I guess, Chris, if you figured if he was good in a turn, I don't think pulling the river makes a whole lot of sense. Chris might be calculating remaining stack, structure, big blinds remaining. A lot to take in here. I mean, Chuck's been the most active guy at the table, so Chris has to think that there's a lot of times that Chuck has absolute air.
I just love to know what he's thinking right now.
I'm saying we need a booth. We need a booth for him to come talk. Let us know.
What was the river? It's not showing.
It's a deuce of something. Deuce of hearts, I believe. Steel trap. Up here.
I'm with you on this one. If you make the turn call, I don't see how you can.
Let's move back to Chris and see what kind of angle she's in. There it goes.
Yeah. Good call.
Chuck's gonna have to expose his 7-8. As they say, I think his hand was a bit polarizing. Because what is Chuck really betting there to get value from? I mean, I guess if he has some sort of trip queens there, he might get some value out of Jack, but there's a deuce of hearts. They're showing it for us now. I think we're typing into our little manual device the blind changes. So I think you're right, Tyrell. I think Chuck getting exposed there is probably making her rethink her king fold.
100. Put him on 9s, huh?
I rethink everything when I have to fold kings. I know that.
So that hand actually took a little while. That hand took almost 4+ minutes.
Yeah, it was.
So we had about a minute left in the last level, and we're already down to 13 minutes of this level.
A little bit of a tank there. And now Chuck picks up a hand.
700.
So 3.1x here. Maybe trying to look like he's on that tilt mission. Trying to raise it up a little bit more.
All in.
And we got an all-in. See, that's the great thing about playing like he does. When you finally pick up a hand, you can win some big pots.
Like we said, he's very swingy, and this is gonna be one of those swings upward. Thanks for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. I think Matt's gonna kick his in the middle. So there gonna be heads up. A couple JJs versus Ace Jack suited.
We've got our first player at risk.
We've got ourselves a sweat.
Action. There's the flush.
Oh, remember Matt folded 6s.
Oh, that's right.
I thought I heard someone squeal.
Oh.
Quads, not flush.
That'd have been our third quads of the night.
Wow, that's insane. That's completely insane. But we fade our first bust out. Trevor trying to get healthy again.
That'll definitely help.
Definitely. I just wanted to get to Schneib there.
He won one small one earlier.
A dinky one, as we will call it.
I haven't looked at anything.
I got one.
Well,
Goldie was 6'8" suited.
Red.
I haven't looked at anything.
Yeah,
If he doesn't know which card is which, but you don't know which the first one out was.
I have no idea.
One of these three is his second card. Nobody knows which one.
No one knows which one for sure.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Maybe he knows which one.
There's been no action?
I'm not even done dealing.
Alright. What are you saying?
Chuck's card's red, so it's red 2 cards. So either take that one or it's a.
Here's what you could do. You could go find
Yeah,
out.
but you don't know if the red
card's
card's the first one or the second
That's
one.
the problem. You don't know
Yeah,
which
that's true
card.
too.
You don't know which.
You don't know which one.
Because it could have been the first and third one.
Oh, Craig, you're the best.
See if anything good.
Because there's not.
Right.
I think we have a little misdeal here.
We had a misdeal. Jerry's first one. 8 episodes in, his first misdeal. I think we should fire him.
That's not too bad.
We tried to get Bobby's mustache on the camera today, but he didn't have a webcam to work for us, so that was kind of a bummer. Hopefully one of these days we'll have Mr. B Million, the famous B Million, Skype live from his home, and we can check him out. So you guys can all see the mystery man behind the curtain.
I think he's more infamous than famous, isn't he?
Good point. He's always carrying around a sausage wallet for whatever reason.
Trevor picks up ace 10.
God, it's weird to see my name up there. I'm like, am I in both places at one time?
He raises a 5. Brad has 5s in the small blind.
Okay, so we are raising out the blinds. 3-betting rather.
I'm gonna say this might get a little. Brad hasn't done too much for a while, so. Yeah, he just got them chips. You don't want to.
Yeah, he's only down 1.1k from his starting stack, so. And plus, I think he's wants to make a good showing. He's one of our more successful players at the table. I know Chuck has done pretty well for himself, and I don't know a ton about everybody else, but making 2 Heartland Poker Tour final tables is nothing to sneeze at by any means.
All right, we're gonna have a net under the gun here. A net with 13.5k, chipping up nicely.
Maybe after this hand we can get a chip count, all of them on the screen, and see what's happening.
400.
And that makes it 4.
So looks like we're on to the doubles now. So we're just doubling it. I think Chuck was the only one that 3x'd it. Trevor 2.5x'd it.
I'm glad she didn't limp.
Goldie getting 7-1, calls with the 5-3.
And I believe Chris flopped a flush draw here, and Annette had second pair.
Thanks for all new follows, guys.
If we can get the overhead shot again, because we're not getting the cards on the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Chris with the flush draw, and Annette with second pair.
Blue Note, thank you for the follow.
Chris calls and Chuck folds. Or wait a minute. Okay, I'm confused. Okay.
It still has our pre-flop action on the screen.
All right. That may be why the board didn't come up.
Could be. Craig, you think Annette has aged since our first broadcast that she was on?
Oh, that's mean.
He said it first. She said she has not aged well.
No, I said he's mean.
Oh. No, Craig's okay. Craig's been around. Maybe she's like a fine wine. I'm trying to tell if
There we go.
Chris and Mike are playing footsie under the table.
We're good, Mark. Alright, just pause for 1 second. What was the, tell me that again.
7. Raise.
Well, Chris had a flush draw. He bets and he wins.
21.
Fold.
No.
1 and 2.
Preach it, B-mails.
5 minutes left in this blind level. 5.5 minutes. Matt under the gun with King 7. Lets it go.
We got face palms popping up in the chat. Watch out.
I don't have cards.
Cards are gone.
I'll fold.
So he's folding around to the Z button. Chuck's not afraid.
Heads up. They show up.
Looks good on our end. We see all the cards.
And looks like Annette's going to make a donk bet here.
Bet. 1,000. 1,000. And call.
Chuck takes one off.
Looking for that 4-ball.
2,000.
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to do
Did
that.
Annette led flop as well?
Yeah, she bet the flop. She donk bet the flop and led the turn.
Let's have a little discussion about donk betting. I'm not really for it. I think she got lucky that Chuck likes to play all 5 cards, so he will peel there like he did. But I think getting out of the flow of a hand is going to cost you more money than it will generally make you. So just a future tip, I think if Annette would have check called there, she maybe could have got another bet out of Chuck on the turn. Or she could have maybe led turn just to kind of mix things up. But I think leading flops like that just isn't the best.
Well, especially if somebody as aggressive as him, Chuck.
Exactly.
Because if he's raising, if it's check to him, he's betting. I would say 99% of the time, and that might be light.
Oh.
It might, yeah, 99.4.
Brad just limps in.
Raise and out. 600.
Goldie makes it 6. Matt calls and Brad calls.
Sorry.
3 players.
Goldie, huh? Is it legit? Wow.
Pretty good flop for Brad.
Wow. This is insane. So we've had 2 legit quads. We've had someone that folded quads. Now we have someone flop a straight with the possibility of the straight flush. This is insane.
And see, Brad checks it there.
Looks like it worked though.
Yep.
All in.
Oh. Hey girl.
Wow.
Hey girl. But I guess Goldie doesn't have a whole lot back, so I guess by Goldie betting the flop like that, Brad has to assume he has something fairly strong. Maybe a bigger flush draw, overpair, something like that. But this is crazy. And Brad's gonna ship the sherbet his way.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he still had 3K left behind.
I mean, he bet 25% of his remaining stack. So I mean, I can see Brad's angle, playing it fast to look kind of bluffy. But I think either way is fine. We talked about it last week a little bit with Bart playing hands fast, just because people are used to slow playing. So when you start playing hands fast, it just doesn't kind of add up for people. So it's you'll be ahead of the curve when you do it like that.
Yeah, I just think he might have played it a little too fast, though. That's the only thing I don't mind betting out or check raising.
Pulled it over Steve Reno. Makes it a 3Xer.
But what do I know? He's won more money in the last 2 weeks than I've won in the last 2 months.
$1,500.
Oh, I thought that was a call.
Wow, more coolers.
Wow. Raise and re-raise, and you pick up tens.
But I was gonna say, I just remember when Mike played, he plays pretty snug. Like he doesn't goof around a whole lot.
Heads up.
Here we go.
Wow, are we getting some flops or what?
Yeah, we phoned ahead for these suckers.
Did it go check on the flop?
Had to have.
17.
Wow.
Well, old Matty boy's now trying to fade a heart unless it's the 9 of hearts. 5 ball's not gonna do it for Steve.
Oh, break time now.
Next hand, 153.
Is it break?
After this, let's take the greens off. One more. One more level.
2,000.
It says break on the screen
Break.
right now.
It's gonna be at 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, how much was the bet?
2,000.
Looks like there's a discrepancy between if we're taking a break after this hand or not.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. He's double checking. He thought there was one more level.
I think someone's gonna go Aaron Rodgers and discount double check and see when we're breaking here. Is he calling for serious?
No.
Or is he going for his Oscar moment?
Call.
Wow.
Stop throwing your money away.
The hero call.
Toby. Wow, that was nuts.
Oh, we were on.
Like, did he think that?
What did he think he was
I
on?
guess he just assumed that he also had a flush draw and he missed. And a pair of 5s was the Nuggets.
Yeah, when you have a flush draw, it's kind of hard to put somebody else on one too.
Yeah, probably the claws in that hole.
You can play that.
Wow, some crazy hands.
I mean, you're beat buff, right? Absolutely.
While we take a minute, guys, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @PokerOnAir. Pretty simple. It's on the table. It's on the wall. It's behind my head, I'm pretty sure, somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's everywhere, in case you forget. But yeah, @PokerOnAir. We love all the new follows. You can see some behind-the-scenes photos and or hear what's going on in our lives. Say we have a new upcoming interview, like tonight. We have Dani Stern. You'll be the first to know because we'll let you know on our Twitter account. If you want, you can follow us as well. I am @T.1512.
What is it, 150?
I promise if you start following, I will be entertaining for you. And Paul, can they follow you as well?
They're more than welcome to, but I don't tweet very much. So.
That's okay. You might start once you get a few followers.
Mine's kind of long though. It's @mostly harmless, no vowels.
That'll work.
575 is the bet. Wait.
And it looks like we had a break scheduled, but we're going to go one more level before break. I know our tournament director likes to be able to chip up at breaks.
And he's a strict taskmaster, so we won't mess with him.
Chuck raises it to 600, and Annette makes a call with King Queen. Chuck raises with 10 Jack.
More fun.
We are getting some action flops. I really couldn't believe that last one went check.
Yeah, that was I mean, I can sort of. I mean, not even. I don't even like match check. Like, you 3-bet, you make the nuts basically, and you give your. I mean, with a flush draw, I mean, super wet board. Why? I mean, what's the point of waiting?
Thinking that's going to hit another queen here.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's quads or nothing around here.
1100. 1600.
B Million wants to make sure you don't check into any strip clubs on your Twitter.
Oh,
So keep that
Okay.
incognito.
absolutely.
B Million might also be Papa Z, chatting from B Million screen name.
Check.
Chuck bricks off.
No, it's like 600.
Chuck has 425 chips left. Looks like a little off. Looks like he has like 600 left, so it's
Yeah,
not
it's-
quite perfect, but that was really strange.
That kind of hurts.
Yeah, one of his straight draws here he didn't want to make.
Baltimore the exact same hand. And I did what you did.
So Ned
I left like 4
stacks it up even more.
Chipping up.
Open ender and a flush draw. I think I bet and I just.
Hey guys, Donnie Stern will be showing our first part of his interview.
Oh, there's no reason.
Let's see, let's do some mathematics. In about 12-ish minutes or so, maybe a little less. He was a great guy. You know, he Skyped in. I got to talk to him for 30, 40 minutes or so. Super nice guy. So make sure you guys hang tight and check that out during our first break.
We're good?
I just need a net. No.
Yeah, I really thought we'd have lost a couple players by now.
So I think what's going to happen is the fact that we're just kind of like, ooh, this could do the trick. The fact that we've kind of just been easing into this game, and obviously we've had some big hands, but no one's gone bust. It's going to be like one of those situations where it's just rapid succession. This is just going to be like boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, we're going to be heads up. Or at least like 3-4 handed.
Well, that's like our poker league last night.
Yeah.
We started the final table at a little after 10, and we were done by, what, 10:35?
10:30 or so.
Two ace queens. Brad's got to be liking his spot here.
It's got to feel good. All right, so we're gonna go flop 3 ways.
3 players.
Not anymore.
And he's behind.
All in.
Steve appropriately goes all in here. I mean, even if he's up against a king, you just gotta be like, well,
Yeah.
you got a king.
And he might have a small enough stack where Chris might call him. Well, maybe. Is Brad thinking about it?
He's really mulling it over. I don't think he will. Similar situation that we had earlier with Mike. Having someone behind you really kind of freezes you up a lot of times.
Yeah.
And the fact that we still have Chris behind, I think it's gonna force Brad to fold. But
6, 7, 8.
I've been wrong once or twice before, so we'll see.
You?
Yeah, once or twice I said.
When was the last time? Like 1996?
Yeah, that was like 12. Yeah, so it's been a while. I'm actually at first I thought Brad was just kind of Hollywood, but now I guess he's really thinking about this.
I was going to say he's the pre-flop raiser and then moves in.
Now Chris is thinking like, well, I mean, Steve was pretty short, so he might just be rocking a stop and go here. But he did shove into 2 guys, so there might be
Yeah, I think with
some
his
amount of
stack,
strength.
he's like, if you got a king, you got a king.
And Chris was getting 2-1 there.
You said the same hand, right? Yeah, that's the same.
They chop it up.
Bob, can you come on over real quick? We got a chop pot. I haven't used that joke in like a couple hours, so I thought I'd run it out there.
Well, in Bob's defense, he's usually sweeping all the pots. He's usually not chopping them up.
I would hold the continuation chat.
You got something brown in your nose there, Paul. I think it's poop. From kissing booties. But that's very nice of you. I'm sure. Pop brew, yeah. I noticed that, but I didn't want to talk about it.
gotta get through one more hand. So I come back to a big
Yeah, Bob, I think we need a full 10 minutes.
Oh, God. Alright, never mind.
35.
On to the next one. On to the next one.
After that.
So I guess our plan is we're gonna let this break clock run out, and then we will play about
Oh, I can make it.
about 8 minutes or so into the next level,
And the brakes are
then take a break. So it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit off kilter, but we'll figure it out. The question is, will we have our first bust out before the break happens? This could be it.
All in.
Chuck's all in for 625. It says 425, but I saw on screen it's 625. Candace, I would expect nothing less of you. I've never met you, but I would assume that you should always call Bob's friends, especially me, a sausage wallet.
Oh, and Matt picks up kings.
And Matt's got the good goods. Chuck is drawing to an 8.
Flip them over.
Well, unless we get an 8 here, we'll have our first casualty.
right now.
Didn't see that.
Can we get the overhead shot?
No one screamed or moaned or anything, so I assume there's no 8 out there.
I didn't know if he might have picked up a draw or something.
Something.
Yeah.
But old Jerry was slinging them out there pretty fast.
All right, Chuck's our first victim tonight. Sorry to see him go.
Chuck mentioned he was on like a 72-hour bender before he got here, so he might not have been playing his A game. So if he ends up popping back here to do a little interview, we'll ask him about that and what he has coming up in the future. Pocky, what's up, my man? Sorry, Pocky, Dana's not here today. We got Paul Cream Pie Boston over here instead.
Like to send out our condolences to our co-host here, Suited Dan. He had a death in the family.
Yep.
Couldn't make it tonight.
Taking off, Chuck?
Yeah, our hearts out to him and his family.
Look at Annette. Feeling her oats now.
I like myself a good bowl of oats. Maple and brown sugar. Ooh, baby. It's a good way to start your day.
From under the gun +2, she makes it, raises it up with 10-7, and flops the flush.
Wow.
Against top pair.
And Steve's
And it goes
fairly
check,
short.
check.
That's what people are scared. They're scared that they flop really good hands, and they're so scared to lose their opponent when they have the proverbials that they lose out on value.
6 minutes.
That's actually a really good card for Annette. It allows her to probably get some more money out of Steve.
She checked, I think, didn't she? Oh, no. Okay. It was him. I heard a check.
Then she puts them all in. We'll see if he makes it happen. Pocky. Boston cream pies. Ever heard of it? It's a donut. Steve does not want to be our second casualty. Oh no! Right on cue. Suited Dan pops up in the chat room.
Really? All right. Did he have a snarky comment for anybody?
Nope, just
No.
hello. Just hello.
Wow.
Mine and Kevin, thank you for the follow. Something about a phone. Thank you for the follow.
5 minutes.
I think we're gonna have about 5 minutes until the break.
Chris picks up aces.
7.
Oh, that screen name is insane. Okay, couple AAs. AA, Chris.
4 minutes.
All right, we got 4 minutes till our next. Oh no, the break's next, isn't it?
Break is in 4 minutes, and during the break we will be talking to Dani Stern. He was so kind to let us bend his ear.
And there are chip stacks.
Action will be on a net.
With ace 10.
She raised a 10-7. Let's see if she does the same with the ace 10.
Looks like a limp.
600 to bet.
Come
All in.
And the ace has moved over a seat.
Wow. So queens like 3 times, aces back-to-back hands, quads twice, kind of 3 times, flopping straights. I don't think anyone's gonna come along. I'm guessing
No.
Trevor already folded, Goldie folded, now it's on a net. Then folding, and same for Mike. So Mandalay is going to chip up a bit, like what's like 1.2 or so.
Yeah, it's like 25% of her stack.
She will happily take it.
That's the stack size right there where I never know. Should I just shove it in? Should I raise and then go?
It's awkward. I mean, it's the reason I call it an awkward stack. I mean, she's sitting there with just under 20 bigs, like 17, 18 bigs or so. I mean, it's kind of tough. You get a limp and a raise. I think shoving's fine.
I'm ready for some of that.
And you get a lot of pairs to call, a lot of,
Right.
maybe ace queens, the occasional king queen suited.
700.
Under the gun with ace queen, raise it up to 7.
Matt's had kind of a swingy stack as well. Been up and down a little bit. The dunk. I haven't seen the dunk on the muck pile since Brian Townsend back in like 2008. I tried to copy him for a while, but it wasn't nearly cool enough.
Yeah, you watched last week? What did this kid over here have when him and Pete got into it? He had 7-8?
Ace 7.
Oh, ace 7.
Talking about a hand in it last week in our 2-5 game with we had a 6-bet.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Jacks versus like ace 4,
7.
ace 7 that was.
Yeah.
What's up, Darren? Welcome to the stream, my man. I could always use some candy.
We haven't seen Darren for a little while, have we?
All in.
It's because he's a mixed game Omaha reg.
Ah.
I heard an all in from somewhere.
Oh, and he did it into ace king.
I forget the name. 6 bets? $500.
2175.
I don't think there's anything to think about here. Short stack moving all in late position, you pick up ace king. It's pretty much an insta call, isn't it?
I think he's just making sure if anyone's paying attention behind him.
Oh, he's raising.
You missed a 6-bet hand, Bob?
Oh, Bob, that was the best.
So, I will come back to that after the break. But at this point, we have Steve at risk, and Brad has him covered.
Quads again. Quads twice.
Wow. That's bizarre.
And we would have had quads again, evidently.
Wow. Rigged.
And the same guy that folded them last time.
Okay, guys. So, on that note, we're going to take a 10-minute break or so. But hang on. Keep watching because we do have our interview with Dani Stern ready for your ears and eyes. as we speak. So we're going to have the players take a quick little break. And on that note, we'll see you in about 10 minutes. What's up, everybody? We have another interview for you guys tonight. PLO expert Dani Stern. He's coming in to us live from Vancouver, Canada. I'm not sure about you, Dan, but I'm pretty excited.
Always excited to have a special guest on Poker on Air.
So, Dani, how you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. Thank you for the flattering title.
Well, of course. Is it not fitting?
Yeah, allegedly. We'll see.
I would say you're in that top echelon for sure. I'm going to try to find someone to disagree with me, but it'd be pretty hard.
Look, we sit around in Akron, Ohio, playing our little 1-2 game, just wishing that we were in the big leagues like you.
But just to kind of get things kicked off, tell us a little bit about yourself. When you got started in poker, kind of like the progression to where you are now.
I have probably a pretty similar story to a lot of guys my age who got into poker. Started when I was in high school. I'm like definitely of the moneymaker era is like when I started playing. So I got really into poker like my senior year of high school right after Moneymaker had won. I graduated high school in 04. And he won in 03, so like fall of 03 that was airing on TV. So like the beginning of my senior year of high school, my friends and I were watching that, and we watched Rounders and that very sort of standard story of my generation. So many guys got started that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we just started playing like quarter ante games and things like that, just after school, and at our like somebody's house we'd go to and play like all night on a Friday night or Saturday night or something like that.
Typical basement garage games.
Yeah, that was like my start, and then I went to college and I was playing like in the dorms, like playing in the lobby with random people in dorm room. Started playing online right around when I was 18. Mm-hmm. Pretty much started with like $5 sit and goes and 10 cent, 20 cent, that sort of thing. And
so I guess one of my questions is, when did you kind of realize that you were better than your friends, and what kind of drove you to get better than everybody else? I
remember when in high school when I was still playing, when I was like 17 or 16 even, we would talk about strategy, and everybody had their own opinion on what to do with different hands and things like that. And I said, have you guys ever read like a poker book? I asked them, I remember, and most of them were very dismissive of it. They were like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, you can't learn poker from a book.
Reading when I don't have to? What are you talking about?
And I remember thinking that was really stupid, and I was like, I'm going to go read a book because somebody out there knows more than my idiot friends, Mm-hmm. And so I went out and I bought Play Poker Like the Pros by Phil Hellmuth.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And
I think all of us have probably thumbed through that at some point in our lives, yeah.
Right, and it was, it's not a really good poker book. It's obviously, the advice is pretty ludicrous, but it did give me just the base ideas that, like, if you play stronger hands than your opponents, you're probably going to win more. So you need to play a little bit tighter than them. It was like just the start, just that's how you like beat those really soft games, is just just don't play like a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
So at what point do you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm pretty good at this game, and I think I can make some money doing this?
I don't know. I just kind of it was very gradual. It wasn't like an overnight thing. I just at some point I won a tournament for like $3,000, which was like tripled my net worth at the time.
Right.
And then I went on a heater and playing like 1-2 no limit and cash for another tournament for like 10K or something, and it just kept getting slightly bigger and bigger. And then I don't know, before I knew it, I was like playing like 25, 50 by like my junior year, so it just for a while I thought poker would just be something I did on the side, but once I started getting up to once I got to like 5-10, No Limit. That's when I really was like, oh, I guess this is going to be better than anything else I could do, especially my history degree with my 2.5 GPA.
So was there a money threshold that you kind of crossed over and said, I'm going to be making way more money doing this than any sort of job I can get into? Or is it just was it a certain mindset that kind of clicked in you and said, you know what, I'm going to give this a full-time go?
It wasn't necessarily so calculated. I mean, I was starting to get really passionate about poker, and I really didn't care at all about school, and those were kind of my two options at that time. And I basically said, well, obviously I'm going to play poker. I really enjoy this game, and I became pro officially when I dropped out of college, I guess you could say. I mean, even I was professional before I dropped out. I was like, completely independent and paying for my tuition and all that. But at some point in my, it was technically my senior year, but I actually was like way behind because I had just been failing classes and taking way less credits than I was supposed to. But I came back from PCA from the Bahamas back to Montreal where I was in school in the middle of winter. I just came back from the Bahamas where it's like perfect weather. Then I go to Montreal winter, which is, I don't know if you've ever been to Montreal in January, but it's like if hell froze over. That's
a stark contrast, yeah.
And I came back and I was like a week behind in classes because I missed a week of class from being at this poker tournament. And I come back and I go to 3 classes my first day, which I never even did. I would never even go to class, but for some reason I went to class the first day because I felt like I was behind. And I went to all 3 classes, and by the end, I was like, I'm just done with this. This does not make any sense anymore. I'm not going to do this.
I think the poker world's better for it. So I guess the stark contrast in temperature, we benefited from that for sure.
Yeah, I'm happy with my decision. I mean, it would be nice.
I would say so. So at this point, you're, I guess, dropping out of college, did you have any close poker peer friends at that point that you were testing theories out on and talking about hands and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. From the very beginning, I tried to network and make friends and develop relationships in the poker world because it seemed really obvious to me that is the best way to get better, or at least put yourself in good situations, have the opportunities to get better and talk. And it's also just a social thing. I mean, you want to be friends with people you're surrounding yourself with poker players all the time. So it's just natural to become friends with some of them, the ones you gravitate towards. So, I mean, even from when I was like 19, like even when I first started playing online, I immediately started becoming friends with some guys just from talking online, and then eventually some of them became some of my best friends who I'm still friends with today. And yeah, it continues to be something that's really important in poker is developing those relationships and staying close with other poker players.
Okay, speaking of those relationships, we'll come back to that after our quick little break, and we'll be back with Dani Stern for some more Poker on Air interview action.
If you and your friends would like to play at the Poker on Air Penthouse Studio and have your game broadcast to the world, just give us a call. Your friends or league can rent our studio and play on our brand new custom-built RFID poker table, while we capture all the fun and action using 7 high-definition cameras and our live stream studio switcher. Play live while our commentators call all the action and bring your game to life. So if it's your league's final game of the season, or you and some friends just want to have fun, the Poker on Air studio is available to you. We can even take our show on the road and broadcast live from your event or casino. The graphics and sponsors on this custom traveling table can be changed to meet the needs of your event. Even better, if you would like a custom RFID table built for you or your venue, or would like to become a Poker on Air Broadcast City franchise, we can help you with that request as well. For more information, just give us a call at the number on your screen or email us at producer@pokeronair.com. Poker on Air, let's deal you in.